So it has been a year and 2 months since I have gone without wearing a wig. This is the longest I have gone wigless, probably for, I want to say 10 years. For 10 years, the wigs were a part of me. I had straight wigs, curly wigs, short wigs, long wigs, and a little bit of everything in between. Cute wigs, some not so cute wigs. I look back on some pictures and I'm like, why didn't anyone tell me that that particular wig was looking nice and bogus? But anyway, whatever. That was a part of the process. So when I first came on camera, at the end of 2016, and with, you know, my very bald head, in that video I made mention of the fact that I don't know, you know, if I would go back to wearing wigs, that perhaps, you know, some videos you'll see me with a wig, others you'll see me with a bald head, others you would see me with a scarf. So my intention initially, my initial intention was really not to ditch the wigs altogether. I just knew that I needed to have just a moment of just coming out and just being myself, right? So I kept my wigs in my closet in a little container, and it was really interesting because over the course of the last year, or 2017, I had a few moments where, you know, I was like, oh, I don't want to really put a scarf on, and I don't really want to just rock the bald head. Let me go and put a wig on. And each time that I tried, it was so uncomfortable, it was so itchy, and I think it was because I had gone an extended period of time without wearing wigs, and as uncomfortable as that was for me at times, just really going with the bald head, it also became my new normal. So when I tried to return to putting back on the wigs, they were just itchy and extremely uncomfortable, and I would just, you know, ask myself, like, how did I go for this long, you know, for years, and sometimes wearing the wigs all day and be okay with it? It was just really crazy. So I don't know if it was more of a mental thing why it was difficult for me, but as time went on, I just found that I lost interest in putting on wigs, and I didn't set out again to just ditch the wigs altogether. Well, I wanted, like a month ago, to get a jump start on some spring cleaning. So I was going through and just purging some things out of my closet, and I just felt like the Lord was leading me to purge my wigs as well. And it was crazy because even though I hadn't worn them for a year, it was very difficult for me to release them. And I remember just, you know, finally just mustering enough courage to just say, you know what, I'm done. I'm just gonna toss all of them. And I think that even though I didn't wear them for the entire year, I kept them in my closet for a backup. It was just a just in case, you know, because again, it was just so much a part of my life for such a long time that when I had them in my closet, I guess I felt like they were a safety net. Like if there was a day that I just didn't feel like, you know, going out with the bald head or with the scarf, I figured, hey, my wigs are there just in case. Just in case there's a day that I just don't feel beautiful in my raw state, I have the wig to just plop on my head. But again, I never would put them on, but they were there just in case I needed them. And I think there was a strange sense of comfort for me knowing that that safety net was there just in case I was willing to endure being uncomfortable and itchy for an evening or for a day. They were there. Well, on this particular day, as I was, you know, in the process of just purging them and responding to the prompting of the Holy Spirit, as I went to throw them in the garbage, I took a picture and I sent the picture to my sister, and as I was typing up a message explaining to her what was going on, I broke and I started crying, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? Why am I so emotional about throwing away wigs that I haven't even worn in a year? And as I was typing the message to her and just, explaining to her that I felt like the Lord was leading me to not just purge the old things in my closet in terms of clothing, but also to purge these wigs, because He was trying to bring me to another place of just freedom. But it was also hard for me to let go and to release these wigs, because it was so much a part of me, and it was created a strange sense of comfort. But I don't know, again, the tears just began to flow. And I have to say here that I am not bashing anyone that wears wigs. I'm not saying that if you wear wigs or weaves that you're of the devil, or that you're bound. I am not saying that at all, because I don't think that that's the case for everyone. Everyone has their different stories, and the Lord leads us all in different ways. So shame on me if I were to come here and point my finger and tell people that if they're wearing wigs or weaves that they're bound. That's not the point of this video. But for me personally, the Lord was telling me that he was yet doing a deeper work in my spirit, and I needed to just totally purge myself of these wigs and to release it, because for me it was so much more than just about the wigs. My identity was wrapped up into these wigs. Me feeling beautiful was wrapped up into these wigs. And again, He was trying to do even more in me, and He wanted me to get rid totally of these safety nets. And I have to say, I don't know that I can make the statement 100% that yes, I will, for the rest of my life, I will never ever put on wigs. But I know for this season that the Lord is saying no. You rock your bald head or your scarves or your hat, but for now, no, for Anika. And I have to say that I'm okay with that. I really am okay with that. And I am just excited to see what's ahead and all that the Lord is doing in me. And who knew? Who would have ever thought that a year and a half ago, or a year and 2 months ago, or whatever, that just having the courage to just shave off my head and really just showing the world me, that I would have been able to walk this road of courage and receive just the healing that the Lord is doing in my spirit. Like who would have ever thought, that I would have gotten to this place? But I'm so thankful. It's not a fairy tale. Absolutely not, because there's still some days where it's absolutely difficult. There's still some days where I am super self-conscious, but you know what? I'm here for it. I am here for the ride, and I am just like, hands up, let's go, Lord. You continue to do what you want to do with me, and I am grateful for this process. So I want to end there, but I just kind of want to end and turn it back on you that's watching. What is it that you've been holding on to that's been kind of a safety net, and the Lord is saying, you know what, release it so that I can go deeper in you? Is it a friendship that you're holding on to, and God is saying, you know what, it's time to purge that friendship? Is it a job that you're holding on to that's a safety net, and God is saying, you know what, go ahead and purge it? Is it a way of eating that God is saying, you know what, let's let go of that so that you can be healthy and you embrace the direction that I'm turning you in terms of how you should eat, whatever it may be. I just want to encourage you to respond in obedience, purge the old, and allow the Lord to just do the healing in you day by day. All right, thank you for watching, and you be blessed.